And today we are going to implement Carousel using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. So let's get started with that. So we have our pen and what we'll do is we will create a div, basically create a div which will be our carousel container. Once we have that, what I want to do is I want to have two buttons, button which is called pref and this other one is called button, this one called as button and this one is called next button. Okay, so I have this button with me. Then all I would be needing would be a couple of images. So how can I make these images work, isn't it? So can I call this a div inside of which my images would be, or should I just call it image tag? Image source is something, or shall I just say it's a div? Let's call it a div for now, and we can later on assign it some value. So class image 1 image, and let's call it so data active, and let's close this out. Let's copy this guy, paste it, image 1 image 2, so let's keep calling it image. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to give every image its own color. So image 1 image 1 image 2 and image 3 sorry 0 1 2. Okay, and we have it like this. So this is our very simple carousel, and let's start giving it a background. So carousel container would be, I'll give it a width of 500 pixels and a height of again 200 pixels. Let's do that. And what I'll do is I'll give position relative to this guy, because our buttons should be going to the left and right, so it will be absolutely positioned onto the carousel container. So our button, I'll just call it button for now. So our button should be positioned absolutely on this, and what I can do is give them class name of pref and class name of next, and also I can set a data carousel pref, and I can denote this as data carousel next. So once I've done that, what I can do is these buttons will be positioned differently, and I also want to make sure that my image 0 background should be red. I'm giving a bad colors to this divs right now, but it will all make sense. And basically then we can do background green, and image 2 would be background yellow. Okay, so that is that. And once we have those in place, what I'll do is my image should have width of 100%, and height of GHT, width, height, HIGHT, right? Yeah, height of 100%. Okay, so whatever the height is, like that will be occupied of the container. And let's see what do we get right now. And we want all of these carousel images divs to be behind each other. So what I'll do is I'll also position them absolute, and inset will make sure that its top left, right, bottom, top right, bottom left is 0, so it stays in center. I guess that should work. So let's save it and let's see what do we get. So it does not take in whatever it's, so let's call it 100 pixels, let's call it 200, what was that, 500 and 200 pixels. Okay, so yeah, this should be that. And what I want to do is z index of our button should be greater than the z index of this, so it will come on top of it. Why I'm not able to see my buttons yet? So where are my buttons? May I know? Okay, my next and previous are here. I guess they might have overlapped onto each other. And I'll run it. Okay, now it came on top of this. So what I want to do is my class previous should be, or let's check if this works. Data carousel prev should be left 0 rem, previous should be 0 rem, and button data carousel next should be right 0 rem. Will that work? Oh, so it went all the way outside of this guy. I guess my spelling of this was wrong. That's why it was not behaving. Yeah, so now it's in center. So what I can do is I can then translate transform translate y minus 50% will make them um, come in the center. Will that work? Okay, no, it did not work. So I'll see what this guy did. I was referring to his code. So transform translate y does make it come, okay, top 50%. From top it should be 50%. From, I guess if I write like this, translate 50% and run it, will that work? Nope. So I'll keep it like this, and top 50%, then I believe that should work, right? Okay, yeah. So that makes it come to the center, and then what we can do is we have set opacity of 0 on all the images. Okay, and whichever image has data active, then that opacity would be 1. So the red one, so the red image has opacity of 1. Okay, what we want to do is we want to or instead of this data active, we can always make sure that we are putting active here, or whichever one has active in it, that guy's opacity will be set to 1. Now we have to come to the this side of the JavaScript side of it, and what we will do is document dot get query selector. We want to select the buttons, right? Query selector all button, yeah. We let all button, or let's say carousel button, we'll call it carousel button. And once we get those, we want to actually loop over them. Carousel button dot for each of them. What I want to do is, let's call it button in here, and button dot add event listener of click, and a function which gets the event, and basically whatever is clicked, we want to check what type of it is, right? So let how do you get the attribute of it is event dot target dot data set dot carousel ref. Yeah, I guess that's how he was doing it. Let me check that part. I haven't done it at any. Okay, so he's taking the data carousel button for each button. He's adding an event listener. So data set dot carousel button he is putting, and let me check. Oh, we can also assign it a value. So what I can do is change this pref to button and this guy to button, and add next to it and add pref to this. So what we'll do is we got the button, then we'll get button of this. Let button type is equal to, and let offset is equal to, if it is the button type is equal to next, then we have to add 1 or -1. The offset would be that. Then what we have to also do is take all the images, right? Let images is equal to document dot query selector all. Take the images dot is it image? I think it is. We can write it as a normal thing, right? Yeah, this guy has written it in the form of double quotes. I guess I can write it in this format, and once I wrote it like that, I'll get all the images. Then I have to spread that images, find out the index of the current image that is there, right? So what we want to do is we want to identify the image where we have active as a active. So how is this guy doing that? So slides button closest closest data carousel. So slides dot query selector. Okay, got it. So what we have here is images. Then what we can do is images dot query selector. We can take active, then let active image is equal to, then let index is equal to images dot index of the active image. You want to get that, and um, we want to also add the offset to it. If index is less than 0, then all we gotta do is plus offset, right? So if index is greater than 0, then index would start from images dot length minus 1, and else if index is greater than or equal to images dot length, then index should start from 0. Okay, and what we have to do is we have to remove active image dot class list dot remove active and images, whatever the image that we have, images of the index dot class list dot add active. We have to add active, and that should do it, right? That should take care of it. So if I save it, run it, and check out, okay, yeah, here it should be button. So how did he go about writing the CSS for those guys? Carousel button, absolute, index 2, background done, transform, whatever. Carousel button, so dot prev he is writing, right? So let me see his HTML syntax. Okay, so what can I do here? I can equal to prev or equal to next. Can I do that? No, I don't think so I can do that. So I'll just name it. Why don't I just name it next and prev? Isn't that, yeah, next and prev. I'll call it, save it, run it. Button is not defined. what can I do is so I want to just identify whatever it is right there. So I can do this images dot for each item equal to item dot class list dot includes active if then return index let active index is equal to this guy, then active index plus offset, then index is less than okay. Let's see if console dot class items are showing up or not. I don't care about this thing right now. Okay, so the last time what I did was I created the tic-tac-toe, right? So in that I was just checking if that class is there or not, right? So I'll just do that. If tic-tac-toe so yeah, I did not check if how to, like, let me just search it, how to check if the class list has a class contains. Okay, contains. I should have done contains instead of this. Then this guy images of current active index, right? We've got active index. Let's put the active index in here and let's clear this out, save it, run it. Let's see if on clicking of next what happens. Cannot read property of undefined. Why is that? Where did that error happen? Really? Can I just do one thing? Active index console.log active index is clear. Save, run. Active index is undefined. So I've set active on this guy. Why is it not working? So 0, I found active. It shouldn't have gone till this point. Item dot class list. Let's write down class list. Okay. So I guess it shouldn't be written like in like this. So this first one is coming as a true. So let's do one thing. Let's do one thing. I don't care about this. This will be null. So I don't want to return anything either. But what I'll do is I'll do this and break this guy. Yeah, I'll break this one. I'll comment this out. So I know I'm getting what I want. So all I need to do is once I get the active element, then item dot class list dot remove active. Yeah, I also want to do that. I will clear everything from here. What is the problem? Unexpected token from where? Oh, this guy. Clear, save, run. Illegal break. Okay, I don't want to break either. Okay, are you fine with that? Okay, save it, run it. Just give me the output. Yes, now it's working. Cool. And if I do back, yes, it's working fine. Okay, cool, got it. So I can just remove this. If this appears in a interview, I can at least code this out now. And yeah, got it. So let's call it um interview carousel. Okay, let's call it interview carousel. If I guess